Hi, this is Tommy Hayes for Paranormal Investigation UK. Date is the 4th of February 2021. I'm reviewing more footage from the Cheshire investigation on Saturday 23rd of January 2021. This is the fourth one of this 16-minute sudden spontaneous burst of activity in the room. This one's timed at 17:38. The previous two, and it's been considering it's been absolutely quiet. We've had nothing for 5 days up to leading up to this particular point. I just find the pattern document. Here we go. This is actually the fifth one. I do apologise, not the fourth. So the first one was at 17:22. The fifth one's at 17:38. So there's not much time between them. And what we're suddenly dealing with is high volume raps 9, 6, 5, 3, low volume raps 3 and 12, with sounds that could either be a rap or some form of voice. 3 on each of those particular days. Now, what's intriguing with this is as the high volume raps begin to deplete in volume, we're suddenly seeing an increase in low volume raps. It's almost as if it's beginning to lose power. As a quick recap, this is the empty room in the Cheshire investigation. We've got one camera, which is this one here, which is overseeing towards the rear of the building. Another camera there overseeing anything forwards. The only entrance door is to the left of the cursor there. There's an exit door which leads down to an emergency stairway. That's picked up by that camera. This room is on the first floor, 35 foot up in the air. There are cameras within it's as an attic, it's got an open plan. This here is a Zoom, can't remember which model, audio recorder. Is in the middle on a stand there. It's when this stand was actually introduced on the Saturday with the intention of some hours later to run this Zoom, because the camera switched off. It hasn't even got a memory card at this point. It was just placed there ready for when it was switched on later that evening. Within 30 minutes of this this Zoom audio recorder being placed there, it all literally kicked off. Multiple raps and strange sounds and what sounds like voices. It raps is really confusing. I've not reviewed any of these in advance, so the one we're going to look at now, you're going to be listening and hearing this at the same time I am. We are able to discount any form of human interaction, shall we say. There's a camera outside the building to the front, and there's a camera on the window ledge on the right hand side looking out to the rear of the building. That's based in the main office area, which is on the opposite side of this area here. So we're looking outside, we're also looking inside. We're fortunate this particular day because it was about 11 minutes past 6, so this would be about 30 minutes after this particular video came in, that the owner of the building contacted me by the phone, and we had a discussion over it. He was the only person in that room. The reason I got spooked him is by room. I immediately sent him into here to check for any form of infestation, birds, squirrel, rats, whatever. There's absolutely no sign there whatsoever, none at all. So it's quite a bizarre situation where we were able to discount any form of human interaction, and we're all able to exclude rational explanations as well, because we're running temperature, 24-hour temperature monitoring. This particular room, it doesn't have heating on. It was stable for quite a number of hours before and afterwards, so we still can't find any rational explanation. Buildings can make noises if it's heating, cooling down, settlement sounds and stuff. It can make noises. What a building doesn't do is torture you. That's something completely different, which is what we've suddenly experienced here on this day. It just came from nowhere after, like I say, after 5 days of absolutely nothing. So let's into this one. I've taken enough time up on the recap, so just generally get your head around it. So what I'm going to do is, why is this camera triggered? Yeah, a loud rap there. That's a trigger for a reason, and it's normally 3 seconds. So okay, I'm not going to increase the volume on this one because it looks relatively loud. I don't appear to be hearing anything. I'll probably explain it. There we go. That very distinct rap sound. That sounds rap territory, that one. That's okay. I'm just going to put that onto average, so get a reading of the average, and there we go. Once again, give it a couple of runs, let it just settle itself down. Okay, now we'll take a screenshot. Okay. So once again, what we've got here is an unusual frequency of between around about 700 to around 1500, little tiny second peak there. Some sort of reflection, and it's relatively loud, obviously loud enough to trigger the camera. What we would expect to see is a much greater spread of frequency, and in these particular rats that we're capturing in this build, not just this building but other buildings that we're looking at, defies sort of rational explanation really, because I have no idea what's causing it, because the frequency is so indifferent. It's almost as if the sound has been cushioned in a way. It's almost as if you got your hand into a glove and struck something's sort of cushioning the sound. That's the general theory behind that anyway. So what we do now, we'll take the loop off. We're now going to turn the volume back up, just to make sure that I don't listen to it. When I do take a screenshot of the spectrum, I do in all cases ensure that the volume is back on normal. I don't use any amplification for that. So what we'll do now, we're actually going to listen to this all the way through, keep an eye on this and see any visual, and then we'll come back to it separately. Bear in mind, folks, this building is empty. It's almost like it's just come alive. quite incredible, really. Is that a voice, or is that a... Very strange, very strange. Okay, the way I work with this, if we're dealing with a straightforward rap, on normal volume, if I can get a frequency fix, I'll record that as a loud rap. If I can't get a frequency fix without amplification, I just record that as a low rap. That's how I define it. The issue we suddenly found ourselves with in this room is some of the sounds are beginning to sound like voices, which makes it quite difficult because the frequency of the raps are very similar to these voice raps. They're sort of in that area of frequency, which makes it quite difficult to use a frequency as a form of that's a rap, that's a voice. They seem to be within the same spectrum. Well, they are in the same spectrum. And I don't know what they are. Right, okay, so we've got the first rap. We've already recorded that. I'll turn that to about 10 past. Let's find out the next noise. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this bass frequency that occurs when the audio is amplified. It's not there now, you see, and for some reason it lifts the volume. It may just be down to a poor microphone. Got this like bass. What I am doing, I'm keeping a separate log for the recording of the raps or whatever it is I'm listening to, because it's very, dealing with so many, very easy to lose count. So I'm not convinced that's a loud rap. Okay, we've been all the way through. We can get rid of that now. There's nothing visual that we could have seen. Let's turn that back down. As you say, there's no sign of a frequency. It only gets picked up when you start to increase. There you go. It's there. So it's in for that frequency. So record that as a low volume rap, because it does sound rapish. So okay, let's come out of the loop, turn the volume back up. Again, it's within this frequency. We tried multiple recorders now. We tried a Roland R26. We tried it, which is a high-end £700 audio recorder. We tried the Zoom in the camera microphones, 3 different types of Olympus, multiple other different sound recorders. The frequency is the same, so it's almost like a mechanical working. It's it's in wrap territory. Let me just go back to this one and you'll see what I mean. There. It's the same frequency as the first one. So I'm going to mark that down as 3 reps, because when I do turn the volume down, it disappears, it's not being picked up. You still hear it on the headphones that I use. Okay, come off the loop. A bit quieter now, taking some of this bass frequency out. What was that? Yeah, it's down where the frequency, so I'm actually going to put that as an unusual sound. Just mark it. It's just a question of just recording this, what's going on there, and we can always revisit it if we begin to get more and more unusual sounds, or we can begin to match it to something that we locate in the building. So I just don't know what that is. Okay, by all means comment if you have any thoughts or opinions. Sort of a low rep. Can you hear that? It's like a low, and then this big bang. You see there. Okay, so what we'll do, take a screenshot. This is wrap 2. It's a little bit different, much tighter frequency here. Fundamentals around about this 1000, which we always seem to get. So it's tripping from about 900 to around 1500, so it's 500-600. So this small reflection, about 850 hertz. Okay. See, again, it's still within this strange frequency. Have we got a fix on this? No. It appears to be a voice. Two syllables, something like bell, Tinkerbell, something. Really, very difficult with this type of voice, if it is a voice. It's certainly within the voice frequency. Sounds male. Its interpretation. You know, I can show it to my colleagues, and we'll all have a different opinion, different idea what it could be. That's one of them. What I'm actually going to do with this is to copy and paste that. Then when we're finished, we'll simply just go back to it. I'll just mute that off. In fact, I can delink. No, I'll leave the video on for a moment. I'd see there, and what I'll do is I'll just say that as a separate audio file. I'll give it to my colleagues and see if they can interpret what may be being said. Really, really difficult to be sure with that one. So. I think there's two sounds there. Might be able to get a bit of something like that one. Tiny bit there. Well, my that's a low rep. And we'll go to the larger sounding. There you go. It's like a double it's like bouncing, something bouncing. I know when my colleague listened, she said it's almost like someone was playing badminton. I love making different labels up and names. I'm actually going to call that bounce wrap, just so it's a defining label. I can't just call that wrap because it's different. It's certainly in with that wrap territory. It's a little bit different. I think we've got other, yeah, so we've got that avenue number 3. Okay. Yeah. And if you look again, it's exactly the same frequency. It's so bizarre. As you can see there. Is that a voice? Yeah, I'm actually going to take a screenshot of these, I think. But certainly this day, the sound phenomena is quite strange, and that's the reason why now you'll probably just hear me go silent for a few moments while I just digest what I'm actually hearing. I'm just going to call it unusual 1, unusual 2, and so on and so forth, because I just don't know what it is, but the frequency is highly suggestive of some form of rapish sort of, what is it, rap? Let's let that balance out. Unusual 2. There's slight differences between them frequencies. It sounds a little bit similar. Yeah, and that's slightly different again. So it's a slightly different sound. Okay, that's recorded. So to recap on this 60 seconds, that's already in 60 seconds of audio. We've got 2 loud raps, we've got 7 low raps, we've got 4 unusual sounds, we've got questionable voice at low level, and we've got what we call the bouncing rap, which is sort of a new sound that's crept in. So in total 7, 8, 15 separate sounds within a 60-second section of footage with no explanation what these sounds are or voices are and where they're coming from. So I'll see you on the next movie.